That can only mean one thing, and I guess maybe it could mean more than one thing, but to me it means that we have got Mr. Dave Hester on the phone. Dave, good morning, my man.
Yeah.
There he is. Storage Wars. Everybody watches the show. Everybody knows Dave. He's the king of the yup. And this, so far, though, Dave, we got a new season going here, and it premiered last weekend. You didn't buy anything. What's the deal? Just nothing catching your eye?
Not that day. Sometimes in this business, you're better off to leave with your money in your pocket than to spend it and have to work your butt off to, try to lose a few bucks.
Yeah, that's true. I want to know, here's my one question I have. Now that the show is so big, I've talked to a few other people that have been on the show about how the business has grown since, the shows have come on and there's more and more attention. How do they, how do they control the amount of people that go to these, where you guys are shooting? I mean, wouldn't you think that there's just going to be 1 million people there? Is there, some way for them to control, how many people go in, or how does that work?
Well, not really, because these auctions all take place at legal lien sales, open to the public. Nobody can be restricted from coming in. We don't advertise where we're going. So, people, if they happen to show up at the auction that we're filming at, then they just happen to be there, but we're not going to promote it ahead of time.
I see. So it's kind of just luck of the draw. It's like if you show up at a bunch of auctions, one of them might be a day where you happen to be shooting an episode, and then they're just included in the episode. I see.
Exactly.
I have to say, and I'm sure you probably enjoyed it as much as I did, that promo that they were running for this season of Storage Wars was incredible. That epic, movie trailer that they had for you guys?
Oh, that was awesome. I mean, driving through the desert and the Hummers and stuff was just awesome. And it was exciting to do, and it turned out to be great.
Yeah, it looked really, really good. Obviously, the show is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What's your plan? If say the show just ends after this season, is life just going to go on for you as normal? You're going to continue to buy and sell, and or what do you have going on?
That's exactly what I would do. This is what I've done my whole life since I was 5 years old, and it's what I do on a daily basis. I had this weekend off. I went to a swamp meet and walked around and looking for stuff to buy because this is kind of what I do.
That's very cool. Is there ever going to be a point, do you think, where you kind of hand it off to somebody else and you just sit back, and collect the money and let somebody else do the dirty work, or do you really love the hunt yourself?
You know what? I'm sure I'll be doing this until I die. My father did it till he passed away, and it's just something that's in your blood, and it's never going to end, Yeah, you might relax a little bit, and obviously I'd like my son to step in and take it over at some point, but I would still be involved with it just as something to go do.
Yeah, exactly. Something to keep you busy. Somebody just texted in on our text line and said, I love that show. He's my favorite guy, too. He rocks. Best storage/auction show on TV. He's an ass, but he's a beloved ass. So there you go. They think you're an ass, but at least you're a beloved ass.
Well, if you love me, I'm in your heart. If you hate me, I'm in your mind. Either way works for me.
Exactly. How's what's the dynamic on the season? Who do you hate and who do you love this season? Every season it seems to be a little different. Who's getting along with who? So far this season, who's on your good list and your bad list?
Well, they're all on my list. I'm not particular about who I have to run up and make pay for units. It's going to be the same old thing, me beating up on the guys, taking what I want, trying to give them the junk, and just going from there.
Excellent. 2 new episodes tomorrow at 8 o'clock on A&E. So for people that want to check it out, of course, tomorrow night at 8 on A&E here in Billings. Somebody said they would like to see you pick on Jared a little bit more.
Well, you know what? I do it as much as I can, but I'll try to do it a little bit more for them.
Okay, good. Just pick on him just a little bit more. What's it like? Is there a little bit of some of the fighting for TV? There have been those episodes where it's been really heated and you guys have gotten in each other's faces. Once the cameras stop rolling and it's kind of the end of the day, do you guys kind of all come together as friends? Or is that, does that beef that we see on the show, does that kind of stick around once the cameras stop rolling even?
Yeah, no, it's there. We don't go out and eat or hang out or anything like that. We interact at the auctions because that's where we're at and that's where we conduct business. But there's no love lost there.
Cool. Somebody said, I'd like you to address this just to prove him wrong, because I think he's wrong. Somebody said the whole show is staged. None of it's real. Will you address that?
Well, sure. Every auction takes place at a legal lien sale. The public is welcome. We can't deny entrance to anybody. You know, it goes to the highest bidder. And then from there, you know, the units that we buy our film, there's a misconception because people always go, well, what about all the people standing in the background? They buy units. They never make the air because the show's not about them.
Yeah, they're not going to show like, oh, here's random Jerry from down the street who bought a $200 unit. Yeah, nobody cares about him. So those people do buy units, they just don't show it on the show. And kind of a follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, there may be 20 units at one facility. We'll buy 4 or 5 of them. The other 15 go to other people. We get outbid. We outbid, you know, we drop it on people, making them pay too much. We think they're trash, or for whatever reason, we don't get them. But, you know, they're out there all the time.
I like it. Somebody said they want to know how many other units do you buy when the cameras are off. So, you know, we see you buy the units on the show. As your job, like on a regular basis, how many units do you buy that we don't see? Like, how often are you buying units?
Well, I go to auctions every day. You know, I go to at least 4 to 5 auctions a day. So I'm trying to buy at least about 10 rooms a week of good quality rooms.
Okay. That's a pretty good. Yeah, you got to get 10 a week sounds pretty solid. Somebody said, what's the most badass thing you've found in a unit ever? I know what the most profitable has been, but is the most profitable find your favorite, or is there something else you found that you think is even cooler than that?
Oh, no, I would have to say that, you know, when you pull out a painting and it's worth, you know, $155,000, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that has got to be a pretty cool feeling. How do you know, is there ever, my problem would be, if I was ever on a show like this or involved in something like this, my problem would always be wanting to keep the stuff. Do you have a big issue with that, or have you like somehow established just, hey, I never keep anything, or I only keep stuff I love? Like, how do you not want to just find cool stuff and take it back to your house instead of selling it?
You know, I'm not a collector. The only thing I hang on to are Benjamins, so that's an easy process for me.
I see. So for you, yeah, the only thing that you're not collecting art, you're not collecting baseball cards, it's not antiques, it's just money for you. I like it.
That's right, exactly.
Well, somebody's on it. Somebody said, I saw a video where they went through the boxes and then they resumed filming. It's all crap. And somebody said, I think the interesting items are placed in the unit and it makes it look like they found something great and it's all staged. Like, people are really, we've got an aggressive following of fans here that seem to think the whole show is staged. Could that be where once you buy the unit legally, like, I mean, then the auction's over and it becomes Dave Hester's unit and you've yipped enough and you got the unit, that maybe the A&E people go in and throw in, a few boxes of Elvis Presley newspapers or something like that, so so the show's a little more interesting? Is there a chance something like that could happen?
Not at all. I mean, I wouldn't have anything to do with anything like that. I think what people are mistaken about is, listen, if it takes 30 minutes to process a room or 3 hours, okay, it's going to be edited down to each person gets about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So maybe the room, goes from one point to another, and the boxes are different because obviously they're editing. But you can't, put 2 hours or 3 hours of moving in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It doesn't work. So people go, oh my God, the boxes were different. Yeah, you knucklehead, because they edited the film. People don't understand how they do that.
But
so that's how that works.
You're officially saying, as a straight shooter, that if there was any sort of shenanigans where they were placing items in, or removing items, or trying to make it set up so certain people got better lockers than others, or trying to make it more exciting, if they had their hands in it in that way, you're saying you wouldn't be involved in the show.
Of course not. I mean, I'm a good enough buyer that I don't need any help from that. I mean, I'm out there making buys. I've been doing it for 25 years. I've bought in homes. I've bought in the property where my store is at from buying storage units. This is the name of the game. You go out there. I've got paintings that I've sold, through Christie's and stuff like that, the auction facilities. So it's an everyday nature for us. People don't. If you don't know our business, it's always easy to think something about what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just get out there, buy a unit, get involved, go do the research, and make some money. There's always haters in this world,
Exactly.
And anytime something's successful, there's always some sourpuss that life hasn't gone his way, and he wants to basically be a crybaby about things.
Exactly, and we found them. We have found them all. But Dave, somebody texted in as well. I want a Yup hat. And as a matter of fact, I do believe you have a website where people can get Yup hats, right?
Yup.com with 3 U's, and also our educational ebooks will be out in about 60 days. I'll teach you the entire business, and you can go out there and make money at it.
Well, there you go. So coming up soon, the ebooks, but if you want one of the Yup hats or any other merchandise, just go to Yup.com, 3 U's. In Yup, and you can get yourself some Hester gear. Dave, it's always fun to watch you on the show. It's always fun to talk to you, and like we've said, give them hell this season, my man. Give them hell, and keep the Yups coming, my man.
Yup.
All right, Dave, have a good morning, man. Thanks again for being with us.
Thank you.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.